Okay, we're back looking at dog culture and Christianity. In today's video, I'll show you why I believe dog culture goes against Christianity, and we're going to look at the fisher of men story from the Bible. So, the Bible says that you're supposed to be a fisher of men. So, let's look at part of the story. Notice what it says right here, that we should be hearers and afterwards preachers of his doctrine, who should be witness of his miracles and afterwards testify concerning them. So, as dog culture replaces human relationships, dogs are better than kids. I trust my dog more than anything. Oh my God. Give me my bottle of whiskey. Kick my wife out of my house. I'm getting a divorce. All this type of shit that goes on with dog culture. You're pushing humans out of your life, so you're not being a fisher of men. And here's the thing about dogs, guys. Dogs cannot witness miracles or testify about them. Dogs don't understand anything. They can't hear what you're talking about. They can't tell your life story. They cannot be brought into the fold of recognizing God's grace. And that's what the fisherman is supposed to be all about. And another thing that's wacky about this is people bring dogs into their life thinking that the dogs are going to understand the Bible or other stuff like that, because basically we're treating dogs like people all across our country. So the fisher of men, this does not match up with dog culture. And look at this word right here, witness. So this has to do with witness. And so the Bible has a lot to say about false witness and bearing witness to God's grace. And that's why this dog culture won't work with the Bible. So, for example, bearing witness. This is a big part of the Bible. So dogs can't do this. There's no way that they can do this. They can't tell your story. If you come home after committing rape and murder and felonies, wrecking your car, spending your kids' college money, all you got to do is pull out some freaking corn chips or beef treats or some overpriced dog food, and the dog will quote unquote love you. The dog cannot bear witness to anything. Okay, and what's even worse about this is the false witness. So God hates a false witness. Dogs are one of the worst false witnesses ever. You shall not bear false witness against your neighbor. Dog owners get dogs to look good. They get dogs to be like, look, I'm a good person. See my dog? He's really good. I won't make him be quiet so my neighbors can sleep, but I sure am a good person. So God hates false witnesses. So now I'm going to show you a few things about how dogs are a huge false witness in our society. So for instance, there's this thing called the pet lure. Pedophiles and rapists have used this. They use the dogs not just to make themselves look good, but actually to lure people into cars and properties and other places like that. This is just one story. This is actually a more recent one. This is from 4/22/2024. But throughout history, people have used dogs to lure people and then do crimes to them. And so the dog itself bears false witness. And because of society worshiping dogs so much, the children and the females that get sucked into these lure situations, they're also suffering this false witness situation. And this is already recognized as the pet lure, but it's primarily dogs. I'll put more about this in the description if you want to get yourself up to speed. But that's the false witness. It's like, hey, look at me. I got a pupper. And then guess what? Things don't go so good for the people that get lured in by this virtue signaling, false witness use of dogs. I'm going to veer off a little bit here. Well, guess what? Police dogs often attack innocent people. I have a large playlist about this, and many other people are studying this, like the Marshall Project. So think about that. Dogs are supposed to be canine police officers, yet these suckers bear false witness so much that they're the judge, jury, trial, and executioner for innocent people. So again, bearing false witness because, oh, well, it's a dog, he's a good boy. He wanted to bite that person. Here is another way that this false witness thing works with the dog culture. So we have all of these fake animal rescues. These have recently been coming into light, like this one right here from October 1, 2024. So what these people do is take advantage of all the suckers in society that think anything that doesn't spoil a dog is rescue. And so like in these articles talk about, they use a picture of a pretty puppy. He's got a little bit of fake blood or something, or he looks hungry. And then they talk about this person abused that animal. These terrible animal abusers, you need to hate them. Oh, also send us a bunch of money. This stuff happens all the time. People get duped into this. It's a scam. It makes people hate on their fellow neighbors because of the fake animal rescues. So it's just like a complete giant economy of bearing false witness. They use the animals to trick each other and hurt each other. And so that's bearing false witness. And like I said, this does not match up with the Fishers of Men story. This actually makes humans hate each other because they've been duped into thinking that some dog was abused, so just so that someone could take money away from them. And this bearing of false witness, this isn't just like tricking people into buying dog food or fancy, designer dog food, which is another bearing of false witness. Like, you need to have this for your dog because my dog loves me because I bought farmer's dog. It's not just about stuff like that. Look at this guy right here. This guy, veterinarian, he got in some big trouble. But he's a super famous dog show judge. This guy right here, he's all around precious puppies, looking like a great guy. Here's the guy, Adam King, this guy right here. But these are just some pictures of the types of stuff that this guy would have been around. Precious puppies. He's in a little crown outfit. He's a dog show judge. Little kids see this stuff and they're like, "Oh, that's a great guy. Cool. Yeah, no problem." And all the adults and mothers and fathers and police officers and people that dump millions of dollars into these shelter organizations that these type of dog people promote, they love to do it because, oh, it's a dog, so everything's fine, everything's cool. Meanwhile, what was this guy into? Go ahead and read up about him if you want. But he is one of at least hundreds of people that have used dogs as this false witness. It incentivizes humans to treat each other like shit, push each other away from each other for perceived threats on dogs. Meanwhile, the humans are hurting each other, pushing each other away, and there is no effing way that dog culture promotes being a fisher of men, and it's no way that it promotes bearing witness to God's grace, and there's no way that it does not violate God's wish of not bearing false witness. I mean, dogs can't even frickin' talk, so there's no way that they can testify. They can never testify about anything about God. So yeah, the fishers of men and dog culture, it's two opposite things. See you guys in the next one.